Okay, this is the instructional video on how to work our app to do our post-trip and pre-trip inspection. Start by opening the tablet, and we'll look for the Whip Around app. It's shown here with a WA. As we open that, it's going to take us to a short instructional prompt. We'll just go ahead and swipe through those one at a time. There's 3 total, and then we'll eventually get to the login screen. We'll hit driver login. Up the top you'll see in small lettering it says username and password. So we'll hit username, and this will be given to you by the office. And sometimes it can be touchy, so you just got to be patient with it. And hit send. We're going to look for the video or the bus that we're going to be in, so we'll say we're going to be in 2402. You'll hit next. So you have a pre-trip form and a post-trip form. So we'll do our pre-trip form first. Highlight it. Hit start. And here we'll see the prior inspection form from the most recent DVIR. You see the driver who did it and the remarks. You'll see that it's passed, which is good. If it was failed, we'll need to address that with the mechanic. So it is passed, so we'll go ahead and send. Sign to proceed. And you just go ahead and sign it. Okay, so now we'll go through the Dvir checklist. There are several cards to check. Each will have numerous checkpoints. If one of those is faulty, you'll hit the check on the card, as we'll go here in a second. The first is going to be starting miles. We're just going to put 0 for now. Hit enter. The next check sheet is going to have certain list here. So this one happens to have fluid level, brakes, oil level, coolant level. If there's nothing wrong with it, you'll hit pass. Now say that there is a faulty point on this, so say that there's unusual engine noise, so we'll hit check it, and we'll go through that until we get to that prompt. So the battery's okay, the transmission's okay, but you think there's some kind of noise in the engine, so we'll go ahead and X mark that one, and then you'll have to put in a remark here, and we'll just say needs attention. And then hit OK. And again, gauge and warning lights, that's OK. So we'll just check that off. Switches was OK. And then we'll go on to the next checkpoint. We'll hit pass. And as long as there's no defective points here, then we'll just go ahead and continue to hit pass. Now I do want to point out that some of these will have components that aren't even on the motor coach. So for example, it'll say clutch. Well, the buses don't have a clutch, so that will need to be ignored, so you simply hit pass on that one. Same with the wheelchair. The wheelchair will be shown on the checkpoint, but not all buses have wheelchairs, so we'll simply hit pass. So the second to last box is going to be the additional comments or concerns. So we've already addressed the engine noise. So other than that, we'll just say PT for pre-trip. OK. And then we'll hit enter. And finally, we'll have to sign off on this. So just put your initials or your signature or whatever. OK. Now it's the last screen is going to ask you to submit it. So you just send the report. Okay, so the report has been submitted, so you're finished with your pre-trip inspection. It'll show you your most recent entries. Really, we can ignore this for now. It's just showing your history of reports. So we'll go ahead and exit out of there. And then we'll do our post-trip next. So again, we'll say we're in bus 2401. We'll swipe right to highlight the post-trip inspection. We'll hit start. The post-trip inspection is pretty simple. Again, you'll have to sign off on the most recent report as it passed. Again, put your signature or your initials or whatever. So the post-trip, again, it's really simple. You just put the ending miles. We're going to do 0 because we're not in that bus right now. And your total miles, so you'll add that up. So you need to write down your beginning miles and your end miles on a piece of paper as well, so that you can total them up at the end of the trip. And you have to put something, otherwise it will not continue on to the next checkpoint. Now, this is important. If there's a defect, it's important to hit fail. If there wasn't a defect that occurred during the trip, then you'll hit pass. So although we heard engine noise to begin with in the pre-trip inspection, now come to find out we had a headlight go out. So we would hit fail, and it's going to ask for you to leave a remark or comment on that. So we're going to say, we'll say left headlight out. So left headlight out, and then you just hit OK. Now there is still another remark checkpoint. That's basically if the pre-trip or the post-trip passed, you'll still have to enter a comment saying post-trip OK. So you just do PT can't find the T here. That's okay. I'll say PT OK. Hit enter. And then we're going to sign this as well.
I think you got to sign it first.
Well, it's not cooperating. There we go. And then we'll send the report, and then that'll be the end of our post-trip inspection. Hit OK. Now I do want to point out that occasionally a driver will forget to log out. You know, we're human and we make errors. So sometimes you might open up the app and you'll notice that you didn't have to log in. That's because the previous driver had forgot to log out. So what you'll notice is this screen will appear, and on the top right it looks like a little person. Looks like a head and shoulders of a person. It's really hard to see in this video here, but whenever you're in front of the tablet, you'll notice what I'm talking about. It's at the top right. It looks like a circle with a person. So you hit that, and that'll take you back to the most recent DVR report, and you'll simply hit log out at the top. Are you sure you want to log out? Yes. So that's the app. Close out of the app, and then go to your Fleetmatics and begin your process to log in there so you can track your hours of service.